This is Seth Kesselman from Old Cart Road Trip.
Michael Gilbankham, J&M Machine.
And we're spending a day here with Mike and John, and Len, our cameraman, who's also president of New Jersey Regional Lathe. And we're going to be doing some work on my Model A engine.
Mike, why don't you show us what you got going since we're on hold here? What are we looking at?
Here we got a 32 Lincoln V12.
All right, hold on. Let's get a good shot here.
Totally restored.
32 Lincoln V12. Oof.
It's in a 7-passenger touring car, I believe. Dual windshield.
Is that aluminum there?
Aluminum 3-piece engine design. Aluminum crankcase, cast iron block sections, and a cast iron heads. That's what they call the old 3-piece design.
Wow.
Basically, had to custom manufacture everything for that motor from scratch.
Oh, you can't just go to ShopRite and get the parts?
No, nothing was available. We had to make pistons, valves. Most of the hardware we had to make. All the Babbitt bearings, all the internals, all the pieces all had to be redone. Virtually no parts exist. Luckily, we found some new old stock head gaskets, but that was about it. The rest of the gaskets had to be made.
And what's this block for you here? What are you working on here?
That's a Ford T-Bird motor, and that's just started going under restoration. That's currently waiting for parts. And that's getting totally redone.
What are we looking at right behind you here?
That's a big block Chevy 502 Marine motor that we built from scratch. It's in like a 32-foot boat. It uses 2 of them, one for the left side, one for the right. So we're doing one at a time.
Is that the left side or the right side?
It's the left.
And what are we looking at? What is all this equipment here, for heaven's sakes? What do we got over here?
Thermal cleaning system. Where we put the blocks and all the metallic components in, and they load them up into these baskets. It's basically like a big rotisserie oven.
How hot's it?
Burns off all the grease and
carbon and
rust and gaskets and paint. 600 degrees.
600.
And it's in there for an hour. And then after they come out, cool down, then they go into this machine, which is a shot blaster. It throws stainless steel BBs at the parts while the basket rotates.
Does it rotate?
At about 2 RPM.
Rotates. Okay.
And come out like this block, surgically clean inside and out. So you can see any damaged strip threads, find the cracks. Because you can't magnaflux through grease or paint or rust. It's going to be surgically clean and dry. And they actually come out 1 to 2 pounds lighter.
From all the gunk and stuff?
Yep. All the calcium.
Now this big thing here, that's part of this machine here?
There's a machine shop up in Peabody that has an ultrasonic.
All right, come on, let's go over here. Let's see what else we got cooking. What's right here?
Basically, it'll vibrate all up. That's a Jaguar 6-cylinder.
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, because it just came in for
That's the one
rebuilding.
part where, like you were asking earlier about the oil.
And that block's just been cleaned, and that has a crack on it on the deck that's going to be stitched.
Because we had one
That'd be the next step.
up to 85 psi, and it's like it was.
As you can see how clean it came out.
Yeah, so you do your stitch welding
Gone
here, right?
past all the,
Yeah.
valve seals.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Come here. Come on. How you doing?
Hi. Okay.
Here's another. Anyways, it's a packet.
That's a packet block?
Yep. Customer's doing a custom conversion.
What's that mean?
He's putting 2 Dodge Viper 4-cylinder heads on the packet.
How come?
He wants a challenge.
Okay. So I'll you'll let me know.
Retired wants something to do, so he's adapting the Viper parts on this motor,
I'll take a look at the oil.
making everything custom from scratch. So we're doing all the custom machine work for him.
And what do we got over here? What are we looking at over here?
Connecting rod
Like I mentioned about the
boring lathe. We bore out the connecting rod bearings.
just like I'll clean.
Be it for Babbitt rods or even for the new modern rods. He pours out the bearing end to fit the crankshaft.
Yeah.
He'll do a detail And this is our wet honing machine,
Okay.
where we hone all the engine
down,
blocks.
down.
Yep, put the final finish on.
Yes.
Depending on
I was
the
asking for the cover.
type of rings.
Part of the, where the.
Let's go into the torture room.
Okay.
And what's that
Milling
mean?
machine. Make a lot of custom parts.
How old are these? How old is a piece of equipment like that?
That's in the late 70s. And then next to it is a flywheel grinder, where we grind the flywheels. And that uses a diamond wheel, so there's virtually no dust.
Oh, is that when you're cutting the flywheels when
Yes.
they go to the
For the clip
balance?
surface.
Oh,
No, for the clip surface,
Oh, okay.
the friction surface.
Oh, I got you.
And then the machine to the right of that is a honing machine, where we do all the bushing work. Whether it's kingpin or spindle or connecting rod bushing or any type of bushing, I can hone on these.
Yeah, that's big. It's a big.
And it's a semi-automatic machine. It has manual and semi-automatic stroking features. Depending on the finish that you require, you can dial it right in. And that's our centerless valve grinder in the corner, where we grind the valves and stems back to better than new precision, because the new ones come in all crooked and bent. So there's got to be practically all the new ones have to be reground.
Is that the new one?
Because they're not within tolerance.
Yeah.
And there's a little hydraulic press for
Press?
pressing out and in all the bushings.
What do you got? Oh, you got to run it on the air. It's hydraulic, as you said.
Electric hydraulic.
Pneumatic or hydraulic? It's
Electric
oil?
hydraulic.
Oh, okay. Oh, we got some more goodies over here.
A couple of Model A motors in process, going back together. Each had its own problems. The motor on the right, we had the sleeve back to stand. It's got 4 sleeves in it. Because it was all heavily pitted in the cylinder board. So we had to put in 4 sleeves. And brought it back to brand new size. Everything was done, inside and out, crack repair, fabric bearings, balancing, every nut and bolt brand new.
How about this guy? Anything special about him?
Just the typical
rebuild?
cracks and whatnot, no sleeves, but pretty straightforward as far as Model A's go. And that one, that's an early 29, because you can see it's got the beaver tail crank. The webbing on the crankshaft is diamond shaped or beaver tail shaped, as they call it in Model A circles. Ford used that design before going to the cast steel design later on through cost measures.
Now, what are we looking at here?
And this is our
Got a couple things going on here.
yeah, this is our state-of-the-art CNC valve seat cutting machine. Does all the valve seat profiles up to 99 angles and or radiuses can be programmed in. It cuts the blocks out for the seats, and it also machines the angles on the seats once the seats have been installed.
So you got to be a computer programmer to run this too, huh?
Pretty much. So basically, if you can draw a squiggle on that screen, the machine will recreate it.
Sweet.
Yep. Instead of, like, people hear of a 3-angle, 5-angle valve job, this can do a 99 angle and or radius combined.
And this looks familiar.
It's a early flathead, 100 horse, 1947 vintage. This is also in a motorboat. That had a lot of work done. A lot of crack repair.
Motorboat, okay.
Sleeving, that needed sleeves. Chipmunk got into the cylinders and rotted them all out, so we had to put sleeves in.
It's not uncommon, mice
No,
and chipmunks.
very common. They sneak right under the valve. All they need is an eighth of an inch.
They squash right down, right?
And we had to make all new head studs out of stainless. This is a marine application. And all stainless head
gotcha.
nuts, stainless washers, aluminum heads, so you need the stainless washers to go with it. Special intake. And since this is a marine motor, normally they drive off the back, but this one drives off the front. The boat builder decided to drive it off the front instead. So that's just waiting to get prepped for painting, and then it'll be ready for shipping.
And finally,
It's our engine lathe, where we make all custom parts in there, whatever it be.
that's a big,
Nuts, bolts, shafts,
that's
bushings,
a
pins.
big throw.
Yeah. It's about a 5-foot length. Mike again at J&M Machine, just showing more of the machinery on the other side of the shop. In this room we have the electronic computerized balancing machine, where we balance the crankshafts and rotating assemblies, clutch pressure plate flywheels. And then on the bench where the scale is, we do the connecting rods and pistons. Those are all done dynamically with the scale, the dial and the weights, so they all match. And then the next machine is a surface grinder, or another machine used for making parts from scratch. It gives a ground finish. Compressor in the corner, 50-ton press. Washing machine for post-machining rinse of the operations. And then a glass bead cabinet for blasting small parts. And then the red machine in the corner is the wet Magnaflux, which finds cracks on round components, axles, crankshafts, and whatnot before they're ground. Verify machinability, because if they're cracked, they go up into the junk pile. This machine in front of us is the line bore for boring out the main bearings, both on new engines and old, with or without Babbitt. It's pretty much universal. So it can do a brand new engine or a 100-year-old engine, it doesn't matter. Principle is the same. And then over here is the crankshaft grinder where we grind the crankshafts. And this orange machine sizes of the crankshaft welder. If we have a damaged journal or thrust or whatnot, we can weld the area and then regrind it back to like new condition. Especially if it's a one-only crankshaft, it's irreplaceable. And then the green machine in front of us is the crankshaft straightening press, where we have to straighten the crankshafts. After they've been Magnafluxed, they have to be straightened to within 2 pounds or better before they can be ground. Otherwise, you'll run into trouble with the timing gear and timing chain alignments. So everything's going to be within spec before the next operation.